Gunshots went off in downtown Washington, D.C. last night, forcing people to flee a press gala as panic spread through the crowd. Security forces evacuated the White House Correspondents Dinner on April 26, 2026, after a sudden breach interrupted the usual political jokes and networking. Following the shooting, Trump highlighted themes of unity. The shooting at the White House press dinner led Trump to remark that it is a dangerous profession. When gunshots suddenly rang out, reporters on the scene immediately felt a grim sense of déjà vu, remembering the intense violence from earlier election cycles. This isn't just about political debate, it's about protecting journalists from physical harm and ensuring the democratic institutions they report on remain stable. Chaos broke out late during the White House Correspondents Association dinner after shots rang out near the venue. Attendees fled the scene in a panic. Witnesses at the event described panic as security rushed to lock down the perimeter and pull VIPE guests away from the area. Security teams moved President Trump off-site while the incident unfolded, showing how serious the threat actually was. This rapid evacuation highlighted the immediate danger posed during the event. After the shooting, DDC officials quickly identified the person responsible for the violence, moving swiftly to announce formal charges. On April 26, prosecutors officially filed formal charges against the person suspected in the shooting, according to statements released by local officials. Global observers are closely tracking these ongoing legal proceedings. Meanwhile, investigators are still trying to determine the motive behind why anyone would target a peaceful press event. She was a Bentier PS 12,000 T6 426. For those present, the auditory experience was deeply unsettling. A CBS News reporter said the gunshots felt exactly like the 2024 Butler rally assassination attempt, which was deeply unsettling. This hauntingly familiar sound immediately triggered traumatic memories of that earlier event. Washington journalists are struggling with profound psychological trauma following recent violent events. Following the shooting at the White House press dinner, the war with Iran continues to affect personal finances. The blockade on Iranian ports is driving major tension across the Middle East. This ongoing blockade drives the current intense volatility seen in global trade routes and threatens long-term energy security. Middle Eastern tensions are now driving up prices for everyday shoppers right here at home. New data shows how the Iran war is hitting bank accounts by driving up energy prices. Gas prices are finally dropping, but this ongoing volatility still threatens long-term inflation targets, making the overall economic outlook quite shaky. Traders are currently reacting to market volatility with both panic and a bit of hope. Stocks jumped recently because investors suddenly felt optimistic that the ongoing wars might finally end, driving a sudden surge in market confidence. Traders are betting on fewer global wars, but the recent DC shooting shows domestic tension is actually growing. This sudden act of violence highlights a rising instability within the nation's borders. Diplomacy is still messy. The ongoing feud between Donald Trump and Pope Leo creates real tension for religious and political relations, complicating high-level international dialogue. This ongoing feud with Pope Leo, combined with the ongoing war with Iran, adds to the global uncertainty. While the stock market spikes amid optimism for an end to the war, gas prices are showing signs of dropping. SpaceX will launch its powerful Falcon Heavy rocket on April 27, marking its first flight in 18 months. This upcoming flight follows a long, highly anticipated hiatus. This strategic launch significantly increases orbital capacity and brings essential heavy-lift power back to the company's operational fleet. As of April 16, 2026, the stock market is spiking amid optimism for the end of the war, face the reality of renewed violence. The Correspondents' Dinner shooting isn't just local crime. It shows how press security and political event safety are failing worldwide, following the recent charges filed by D officials. 2026-04-26. As the U.S. blockade on Iranian ports continues, the economic impact of the war with Iran is being felt by many. These global tensions remain a critical focus. The convergence of domestic political violence, Middle Eastern maritime warfare, the increasing friction between leaders like Trump and Pope Leo shows that the era of steady, predictable diplomacy has ended. The stock market is spiking amid optimism for the war's end, even as a shooting at the White House press dinner creates new instability. Washington is changing fast as investigators continue looking into the shooting. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to catch our next report on the specific security failures and the political fallout following this breach. How will this change journalism? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments section right now. And you people to section, how